The desert had no mercy and no memory. It swallowed footprints within minutes and erased the past with every restless wind. Ethan learned that on the third day after he got separated from his survey team, the sun stood over him like a silent judge, and the sand burned through his boots. He had one bottle of water left and a compass that spun in lazy circles as if it too had given up. He kept walking because stopping meant thinking, and thinking meant fear. By late afternoon, the horizon began to ripple in strange waves. At first he thought it was heat shimmer, then the shimmer grew taller, much taller. A shadow moved against the sky. Ethan blinked hard and wiped sweat from his eyes. The shadow did not fade. It stepped forward, each step pressed a deep hollow into the sand. She emerged from the haze like a living monument, a woman in form yet impossibly vast. Her skin held the warm bronze tone of the desert cliffs. Her dark hair fell in a long braid, thicker than his body. Her eyes found him. With startling precision, he froze. She tilted her head in curiosity. When she spoke, her voice rolled across the dunes like distant thunder. "Little wanderer, why do you walk alone in my sea of sand?" Ethan tried to answer, but his throat was too dry. He lifted his water bottle and shook it, as if to explain everything. Her expression softened with careful movement. She knelt. The ground trembled, but not violently, more like the earth adjusting to her presence. She lowered a hand beside him. Her palm was wider than a tent climb. She said, "I will not harm you." He hesitated. Only a moment. The desert had already decided his fate. If he stayed alone, he stepped onto her hand. The warmth of her skin surprised him. It felt alive and steady. She lifted him until he stood near her shoulder. From that height, the desert looked endless and strangely beautiful. "I am Sarah," she said. "This land is my home." "You are far from yours," Ethan nodded. "I was mapping mineral lines," he said. "I lost my team in a sandstorm." Sarah turned slowly, scanning the horizon. "The storm passed 2 nights ago. Your kind left the outer ridge at dawn. You walked the wrong way." Her tone held no mockery, only calm fact. "Can you take me there?" he asked. She studied him for a long moment. "It is many miles," she said, "and I cannot walk swiftly now." There was something in her voice, then a weight that did not match her size. "Why not?" he asked. She inhaled slowly. "This is my season of bloom," she said. "My body prepares for new life. It slows me and binds me to this place." Ethan did not fully understand, yet he sensed the intimacy of what she shared. "Thank you for telling me," he said. She glanced at him, as if surprised by his simple respect. "Most of your kind fear what they do not understand." She replied, "They would run or try to conquer. You stand and listen," he managed, a tired smile right now. "I am too thirsty to conquer anything." A faint laugh escaped her lips, like wind through stone arches. "Then we will begin with water," she said. Sarah carried him across the dunes until they reached a hidden basin cradled between tall ridges. At its center lay a spring, clear and bright. Date palms curved overhead, offering shade. She set him gently beside the water. "Drink slowly," she advised. Ethan knelt and drank. The coolness revived him. When he finished, he leaned back against a smooth rock and looked up at her. "You live here alone?" he asked. "For now," she answered. "During this season, I remain apart. It is tradition. Among my people, we guard the springs and wait for what." He asked. She traced a finger through the sand, leaving a line like a shallow canyon. "For a promise," she said softly. Ethan sensed that the word meant more than it sounded. As evening fell, the heat faded into a gentle warmth. Sarah gathered fallen palm branches and built a small shelter for him against the rock wall. "You protect strangers often?" he asked. "Only those who arrive without weapons drawn," she replied. The stars appeared one by one from his place near the spring. Ethan could see her silhouette against the sky. She seemed less like a giant and more like a guardian carved from ancient stone. "Do you ever wish to leave the desert?" he asked. Sarah shook her head. "This land sings in my blood. Every dune has A story, every storm carries memory. Your cities would feel like cages. Ethan considered the crowded noise of his own world. Perhaps you are right, he said. They sat in companionable silence. After a while she spoke again. When my season ends, a suitor must stand before me. He must show courage and kindness. Strength alone is not enough. And if none come, Ethan asked, then I remain alone until the next bloom. Her voice carried no bitterness, only acceptance. Ethan felt an unexpected twist in his chest. You deserve someone worthy, he said. Sarah looked down at him. Why would that matter to you, little wanderer? He hesitated, searching for words. Because you saved me. Because you are not a storm or a legend, you are a person. Her eyes softened again. You speak boldly for one so small. He laughed quietly. Size is relative. From where I stand, you are the one who fills the sky. Days passed in that hidden basin. Ethan regained strength. He helped where he could. He gathered fallen dates and mapped the stars. For her, describing constellations known in distant lands. In return, she told him of the deep aquifers beneath the desert and the old paths giants once walked when their numbers were many. With each sunrise, their conversations grew easier. The difference in scale became almost ordinary. On the fifth evening, a distant rumble echoed across the dunes. Sarah stiffened. Someone approaches, she said. Ethan climbed to a higher rock and shielded his eyes. Another giant figure crested the ridge, broader and louder. His footsteps lacked the careful grace Sarah carried. He called out her name in a booming voice. Sarah rose to her full height. Stay here, she told Ethan. The newcomer reached the basin and looked down at her. I have come to claim my place beside you. He declared, I have crossed 3 territories and defeated 2 rivals strength enough to prove my worth. Sarah met his gaze steadily. And what of kindness, she asked. He frowned, as if the question were trivial. Kindness is for the weak, power protects. Ethan felt anger rise in him, though he knew how fragile he was. Sarah stepped back. You mistake dominance for devotion, she said. I will not join with one who sees only conquest. The other giants scoffed. You waste your season, no greater offer will come. He turned and noticed Ethan on the rock, a tiny companion. He sneered, is this your measure of courage? Sarah moved instantly, placing herself between them. He is under my protection, she said. The basin seemed to hold its breath. The rival studied her defiant stance. Finally, he shook his head. Then remain alone, he said. When your bloom fades, do not regret this choice. He strode away, shaking the dunes with each step, until the horizon swallowed him. Silence returned. Slowly, Sarah exhaled. I am sorry. You witnessed that, she said. Ethan climbed down from the rock. You asked for courage and kindness, he replied. You were the only one who showed both. She looked at him, searching his face. My kind would laugh at the thought, she said. A giant and a man. He swallowed. Maybe they would, but courage is not measured in height, and kindness is not measured in miles. The desert wind stirred her braid. You would stand before me as a suitor, he asked gently. His heart pounded. I would, he said. I have little strength compared to your people, but I would stand for a long moment. She said nothing. Then she knelt so that her face was level with his. You know what you offer, she asked. A life divided between worlds, a path no one has walked. Yes, he answered. She closed her eyes briefly, as if listening to the desert itself. When she opened them, the last light of sunset burned within them. Then hear me, Ethan, she said. I accept your proposal. Not because you are mighty, but because you listened, because you respected my land, because you chose to stand. Though you trembled, warmth flooded through him, stronger than the desert sun. He stepped forward, placing his hand against her cheek. Her skin hummed with life. The stars brightened above them, as if bearing witness what happens now, he asked. Now, she said, with a gentle smile, we build something new. You will guide your people to understand. I will teach mine that strength and gentleness can share one heart. The desert wind swept around them, carrying away Old expectations in that hidden basin beneath an endless sky, a man and a giantess chose a future neither world had imagined. And the desert for once did not erase their footprints, it held them like a promise waiting to bloom. Asterisk.